All right, so today I'm at the Buffalo Soldiers and Horse Cavalry Museum in Wilkinson Street, Tacoma, Washington. And what I love about this, and what a lot of people don't know, is that this is only one of two museums solely dedicated to the Buffalo Soldiers west of the Mississippi. Now, there are other exhibits and museums that the Buffalo Soldiers are highlighted in, but this is the only one that is solely dedicated to the Buffalo Soldiers. So let's go inside. So immediately when you come in, you're met with a huge array of various artifacts that you can see in the museums. Now, the Buffalo Soldiers were really instrumental to a lot of areas of American history. Now, if you don't know who Henry Johnson is, he recently has been upgraded to the Medal of Honor. And there's one of my favorite men in the world, Eugene Bullard, aka the Black Swallow of Death. Now, he's not only the first black fighter pilot in American history, he's the first black fighter pilot in history, period, with confirmed aerial kills. But you can see there's a lot of great history here, and we will be going through all the rooms one by one as we get to them. And if you haven't seen this movie, it's a great movie. Danny Glover, Buffalo Soldiers. So let's go into the rooms here. Sorry, I just want to give you a look at this great uniform here. Now, the museum is only open 2 days a week and by appointment after that. Sorry, this is the From Slave to Soldier room. The Buffalo Soldiers were established in 1866 and have fought in every major American war from the Civil War all the way up to through World War II. And arguably, their heritage units that exist today continue the tradition of service to the nation. But as you can see, many of the soldiers came from slavery conditions into Buffalo Soldier conditions. Now, I read this book while I was deployed in Iraq, the Slaves War. Really great words of former slaves about their service to the nation during slavery. And in case you're wondering who this gentleman is right here, George Washington, he actually helped establish Centralia, which was, now a fairly medium-sized city in Washington. And last year, he had a monument dedicated to his honor in Olympia. I was recently told that they just got a grant where they could put kiosks in some of the rooms to help tell the story better. But I am going through the museum as the curator here told me I should. Bravery and heroism. So what's interesting is that the Buffalo Soldiers essentially helped establish the West, really, when you think about it. Fort Huachuca Museum has a Buffalo Soldiers exhibit there. You can see there's some saddles here. What's really neat is you got the big old buffalo head here. And yes, that thing is real. It's just very well taxidermied. But they helped establish the West, and I say that because a lot of what the Buffalo Soldiers did was for the American Indian Wars. And you can see here a lot of the bases are there due to American Indian Wars or things of that nature. For those in Washington, the bases that are up there, you can still visit Fort Walla Walla, Fort Vancouver, Fort Steilacoom, and I don't know if you can visit Fort Colville anymore. At least, well, you can visit where it used to be. But it was, again, fighting against in the American Indian Wars that they got their moniker. The story I heard is that the Native Americans, the Indians, saw their hair looked a lot like a buffalo's hair, and they called them Buffalo Soldiers. So now we're going into the military life. Now, what's really interesting here is that you'll see a lot of cavalry sabers. These were originally cavalry soldiers. What you really understand is that these were also some of the first park rangers and some of the original Wild West cowboys. You can see here that there is a katana here that is clearly from World War II. But this is all about their military service. You saw cooking gear, you saw a trench artillery shell there in the background, binoculars, various forms of weaponry, and other things you just need for everyday life in the world wars. And as we can't forget, the cavalry. I actually have one of those cavalry sabers or something similar to it. But here you can also see this. This is from the C Troop 49 Cav, the Captain Tracy L. Wing, June 2006 to December 2006. But a lot of these soldiers helped establish bases throughout the American West. And they are a significant portion of why the American West was, quote unquote, won. So continue on, we're still in the military service area. I have to forgive me, I'm getting over a cough here. But this is just a great museum. If you're ever in Tacoma, Washington, and you need a way to spend an afternoon on a Wednesday or a Saturday, you've got to come out to here and take a good look at it. I'm trying to show you a lot of the museum here without showing you so much that you don't come out, because I would really love it if you did. It is just a great, great little museum. I've been wanting to get here for a couple of years, and I am hoping that we'll be able to come out here more often. But, you know, the Tuskegee Airmen are a good example of how the Buffalo Soldiers inspired generations. Now, if you don't know who Bass Reeves is, you really should. The Lone Ranger was based off of him. He is an original American badass of the Texas Rangers. From what I understand, he never failed in anything he did when it came to bringing in a criminal. And so he's kind of one of those most amazing people you could read about. But you can see here the military service all the way through and up to World War II. Going into one of the last rooms, the life journey. Because, as the saying goes in the military, at some point the military ends. And you have to find something to do. So a lot of these gentlemen just settled down where they were in the United States. That is why you can attribute a lot of the establishment of the American West to Buffalo Soldiers or former Buffalo Soldiers. And like I said, they were used as some of the first National Park Rangers as well. But their service is really what inspired a lot of service in the military for Black Americans. In case you're wondering, this particular statue is at Fort Leavenworth. Been there, saw it. It's an amazing little monument. But this has just been, just a great, great museum. And as you can see here, it's been recognized several times for many things. So just a really quick walkthrough. I really do hope that you get a chance to come out here and take a look at this museum so that you too can understand just a little bit more about Buffalo Soldiers and how their contributions to the United States. So with that said, I hope everybody enjoyed the video and happy wandering.